you're just not gonna beat him, right? I don't know if this class has a counter. Please let me know. Please let me know. I hate this class. What's up, guys and gals? Giamonti here, back again. Some more BDO content. So lately, I've been struggling. Guys. I've been struggling with picking a class and sticking to it. I bounced from Ranger to Seraph, back to Ranger, back to Seraph, to Wukong, stayed on Wukong for a bit, back to Seraph, rinse repeat to Hash, Guardian, Corsair. I've been struggling to pick what kind of class I want, mainly for node war content, because in the PvP Academy, you know, we're training and doing our training in node wars, doing our 3v3, 10v10, BA, small scale BA content, and I've been really indecisive. So I figured, why don't I make a video to show some of the newer players, uninformed players, even may give the veteran players some content, to give them a, an idea of how each class plays, like their role. Now, granted, some of these I haven't played. I want to say I played about 80% of the roster in some form or fashion of PvP. So I'm gonna give my opinion here. Take it with a grain of salt. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So, Warrior, top of the list. Let's start off with Succession. So Succession, what I've seen is they do this, right? They do this, and they do this all day until something comes close to them, kind of like a Venus flytrap, and grab. You grab, they do their little combo. Now granted, their combo is fun. They have a lot of like cancels. They have decent protection. I believe their damage is lacking for Succession Warrior, I believe. This is one of my favorite skills though, like Scars of Dust. And there's a way to reset this if you block. Where is it? If you, somewhere in their skill tree, I remember seeing if you block, they can do it again. So you can kind of do like a double Scars of Dust combo. It looks awesome, looks amazing. It's just the issue I have with Succession is it's kind of immobile. It's very protected, but it's kind of immobile. So like I said, most of the time you're sitting in block and you're waiting for a grab. And I didn't really like that play style, but the combos, if you like combo, it's one of the OG classes in the game. So if you like combos, this is one of the best classes. You're really gonna enjoy it if you like combos. Awakening. Now, granted, I don't know too much about Awakening. I didn't play Awakening. I played Succession for a bit. I didn't play much Awakening. I do know Awakening there's a lot of content creators that play Awakened Warrior. It has a lot of combos, has a lot of damage. Every time I see an Awakened Warrior and I get knocked down by him, I die because you get KD'd, you get down smashed, you get down smashed again, you get down smashed again. You're just skipping. You get knocked down, you skip, down smash again, you skip, down smash again, you skip, and you're just dead because you can't get up. You can't get off the ground. So Awakening Warrior, they won't let you off the ground if they catch you. Now in Node Wars, I think they're fairly unprotected in Node War content. It kind of feels like a Seraph from what I've been told, because you just get caught. You're mostly a flanker. You do very well in the flex team, from what I've seen and heard. Okay, that covers Warrior, my opinion of Warrior. Let's go to Hashashin. So Hash. So I did play Hash. Hash is actually technically my main. Everything else I've been tagging lately. So Hash is my main, right? With Hash, it has a really good flanking ability. You can play him in the main ball from what I've experienced, but he does really well on the flank team as well. He has great catches. Oh, Hash in the catches, like there's combos where you do this purge ability and it shoots out like 30-40 yards. You're able to, I wish I could show you guys right now, but you're able to blink. You're gonna do a lot of blinks, a lot of iframes, block jumps. I think Hash like technically has 4, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 or 4 block jumps with this class. The Prince of Persia sand theme is amazing. I love it. The problem is I was never good. Out of like 2 months I played Hash, I was never good with Succession on this class. And most players say that Succession is easier technically than Awakening. I found it to be the opposite. I found Succession to be harder because it plays like a ninja. It plays like it's very combo oriented, kind of like I said with Warrior, but it plays like a ninja. the way it plays, the way it moves. A lot of blinks, a lot of block jumps, and it's fairly protected, despite what the Discord will have you say. Like, and that's another thing, guys. These class Discords, I've been in, again, 80% of them to check out, to see what I like, what class I like. Everyone says their class sucks because they don't want to get nerfed, right? All of you say it, and it's bull shizzle. I mean, I've been in every Discord, like even the broken classes, and they all think that their class sucks, right? So, I mean, every class says it because they don't want to get nerfed. When truly it's only Succession Corsair that sucks. And PvE, right? They're pretty decent in PvP, but anyway, I digress. That was sucks hash it's really fun. I love it. It has a lot of damage, a lot of blinks. Awakening. And that's another thing about hash, is that even its awakening kit, you use a lot of your succession skills. I think that's one of the draws of this game. I didn't really like a lot of the ascension classes because you typically just have one set of skills. Your how do I say it? Your pool of skills is a lot smaller on the ascension classes compared to some of the OG classes, some of the, I'd say, what, 2020, pre-2020 classes that were made. So, and that's why I really enjoy Awakening Hash, because you use a fair amount of your main kit, or your main skill kit. Makes it really fun, really versatile. You get to have, very combo oriented as well. Awakening does well, especially in main balls. It does very well, has some great catches. My favorite skill, Collapse. It is unprotected, but I'm telling you guys, once you're playing this class, you get so many catches with Collapse, and it feels so good when you see that little snake go up. And you see him pop up in the air. It's just a kill waiting for you. And then you do helicopter. Love this skill as well. Self-healing, great damage. You typically, whenever you look into combos on hash, you typically wouldn't channel this all the way. You generally flow right into veracity, right out of it into, ensnaring sands and further, maybe silent breach, extend your combos that way. It also has block jumps as well. Like I said, it utilizes a lot of the main kit as well. Very fun class, extremely fun, and it's pretty good right now. Of course, you go to the Discord, it's going to say it's bad, but I'd say hash is up in the A tier, like across the board. PvE and PvP, it's like a flat A. Great class, not broken. It can still be caught, still be punished, but it's very fun, very fun. I highly recommend hash. Sage. So Sage, I played this back in the day, back when Stars End released, first release, upon its initial release. I made Sage around when it came out. Very fun class. You guys will see videos of it. This class pisses me off in PvP, going against Sages, because all they do, this is all I see from Sages in PvP. This skill right here, and this gateway skill. Bam. They'll blink. They'll go in their little blink farm. Where is it at? Where's it at? Let's find it. Is it Rift Chain? Yeah. They'll go in the Rift Chain. They'll pop out of Rift Chain and do a smash. You won't even see the charge up. You just see the finishing animation. They'll blink again. They'll appear and they'll do a, I don't know. Where's that skill again? They'll do a fist in the ground. They'll fist you. And they just, and if you ask the community, they'll say, Sage is on wheelchair. Sage is on stamina. Sage sucks now. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, the nerf. Oh god. No, man. Look at the charts. Where's the let's look at these stats real quick. So Sages. This is what I'm talking about. I'm surprised to see more Awakening Sages being played, because all I see is Succession. I pulled from EU though. I pulled from EU because I don't know if they just have more players or if they just log their information more than NA does. So I had to pull it from EU. You get more data. But look at this. I don't want to hear it. You're the second most played class in Node Wars. Look how good you do. The KD ratio, the amount of kills. Where was that other chart I saw? Right here. The amount of kills, you guys. I don't want to hear it, Sages. I don't want to hear it. Busted class needs a nerf. Sorry. Most classes in AOS, what is it? Most sages in AOS play Awakening though, because Awakening has the grab. I believe it's probably more protected. It has the grab with it. Damage I can't really speak on. I want to say Succession may have more damage, but Awakening just has the grab, and the grab just it means everything in small scale. But Awakening's like more of an assassin class. I love this skill. Impaling Flesh. That looks so cool. Straight anime. Straight anime. I love it. That's Sage. Dropping down to Wukong. I can speak on this class. Wukong was fun to me. It just didn't have enough skills. So in my opinion, I got bored of it really quickly. It was a blast to play. Do not get me wrong, it still is a blast to play. I still get that itch to go tag my Wukong in Node Wars and such, but I'm just like, An issue I had on Wukong was actually doing damage. Believe it or not, it has a lot of damage, but in AOS at least, it struggles with damage because sometimes when you miss your gourd ability. So Wukong's, for those of you that don't know, you'll drink your gourd here, your Tucita's gourd. You'll drink it to full, and once you get full, you go Super Saiyan. Generally, you have to hit this maybe twice on a group, maybe 1 or 2 targets before you're full on your gourd. You fill your whiskey gourd, and then you drink it, and then you go Super Saiyan, right? After doing this, your skills get a lot more damage. And it just unlocks higher damage skills. Look at this protection, like forward guard, SA, 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 SA. Like it's a very protected class. It is also a live lord. Wukong is a live lord. Wukong's skill here, if you go in your Buddha form, where is it at? You gain like 2,000 health. I believe it's a passive where you gain, where is it? Right here. You gain 3,000 health on entering the Super Saiyan form, right? So a common tactic that some Wukongs use is despite it being tough to get into your form and you do more damage into your form, sometimes you want to shift in and out because you get 3k when you enter back into the Wukong state. So depending on the situation, you'll utilize your gourd for that. But I digress. Wukong, great class, fun class. It has a great time evading. It's kind of like Scholar, where you end up half the time you're above the enemy, half the time you're blinking in and out on your cloud, on your flying Nimbus. You're going invincible. It's so fun. It really is a fun class. I don't know, I got a little bored on it, guys, but that's just me. Some things that I find boring, you guys will find fun. So, all right, that's Wukong. Who else we got? Ranger. Oh, Ranger. I've had an itch to play this class for a long time. Not because it's meta, as you've seen from the website here. Ranger Succession is just the damage class in Wars. It's so good. You'll just rack up free kills all day. Ranger and Archer all day, free kills. But the issue is when you enter small scale with a Ranger, you're naked. You got your pants down and you're just trying to live. Ranger has it's very unprotected. You have a few escape abilities, and there's like a SA mobility rotation that you can do when, say, a striker's sitting on you as a Ranger. You can kind of dodge, but it's just you got a meter, man. You're not gonna live for long. Eventually they're gonna catch you and you're gonna get eaten, right? Because all of its damage abilities, a few of them have forward guard. Oh, this is shotgun, by the way. I love this skill. You just cancel it, cha-cha, cha-cha, cha-cha. But it's forward guard, you can get CC'd in it. You have this one is SA, super armor, but it's only for like the start of the skill. Once you shoot, it goes off. This one is super armor, but it's like for 0.1 second when you shoot it. This one's forward guard. It's just so easy to get caught as a Succession Ranger. The trade-off is that in Node Wars, if you're ignored, this is what happens when you get ignored. You get 25,000 kills every Node War because you're just racking up the kills. As long as nothing's on you, you do a ton of damage. Now in AOS, in small scale, they don't do so hot because in a 3v3 format, everybody knows, oh, the team has a Succession Ranger, bomb them, throw everything you can towards them, because they know the Ranger has a limited amount of time before they're just going to get caught. It's just a reality. And Rangers spend half the time. If they do get away, they spend half the match running. So you're effectively getting a 2v3 when you have a Ranger on your team. A good Ranger could kind of make it work, but they just get caught, man. They're kind of unfun in small scale, but large scale, it's the opposite. They do really well, really well. Awakening, melee form of Ranger. Awakening was fun. It was another one of those classes that used the Succession kit pretty well, where you're able to use your ELS here, riding the wind. A lot of the SA and invincible skills of the pre-awakening kit, and then you go back in awakening kit. So say you shoot your bow, you do a couple of dodges, and then you're back. Like once you get your catch, once you get your CC on your opponent, you instantly switch back to your melee form, do your combo, and then you're out evading around again, right? One thing I didn't like personally, again, it's personally what I didn't like against when I played Awakening Ranger, was that it was felt like it lacked flavor. As weird as that is to say, what I mean by that is none of it didn't have any much lingering abilities. All of it was like dash, dash, dash. Like it was like, bam, 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 bam. It's a very quick tempo class, and it just felt like it didn't have much flavor. Like all the flavor you're gonna get is these white little swirls, right? I like aesthetics in my class, and you don't get much but like wind and white swirls and a bunch of dashes. That's kind of it. It's very floaty, so if you like floaty, quick, mosquito, you're pecking the target with bows, and then you go in melee wise gameplay, you're gonna love Awakening Ranger. Awakening Ranger is also decently protected as well. You generally, a good Awakening Ranger, like if you go watch Greeds on YouTube, a good Awakening Ranger, you're just not gonna get caught. You're not gonna get caught unless you want to. Very nice, like, because you can run, like, remember what I said earlier, that Succession Ranger has great kiting ability. So he can just shoot and just back up while he's shooting, just ping, 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 right? And it can get away, but it's not going to do any damage while it's getting away. Awakening Ranger can use that to its advantage, where it can stay in pre-awakening until it gets a catch and just run. Awakening Rangers can just run from you. It can sheath its weapon and also just hoof it on foot, because its base movement speed is higher than other classes. So again, very fun, very fast class, but your fingers are gonna hurt if you use it in PvE. Next up, Guardian. So I tried Guardian for a little bit, and the impression is very slow. I generally don't like slow classes. Typically, I don't like those quick, fast tempo classes either, but Guardian is slow, and I do mean slow, like very easy to grab. But Guardian does a lot of damage, man. Like, it's very impact. I like impact, feeling the impact classes. So Guardian is that. Like, you're gonna feel the impact of its skills. Does a lot of damage, very protected. I think the Awakening, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Awakening is a little bit more protected than Succession. It may be the opposite. One of the two. It may be the opposite, but people are gonna have to correct me. I haven't had too much time on Guardian, but I do know Succession, it's decently protected, and it actually has surprisingly good damage in Node Wars. The issue is, you get, just like a lot of shield classes, once you're in it, you're in it. And what I mean by that is, once you're on that X, oh no, let me show you here. Once you're in a ball in Node Wars, right? Here's the ball. Here's the enemy team, or your team, and here's the enemy team over here. And this is your team. So once you guys engage and you're on the X as a Guardian, any shield class, basically, you're in the X. You can maybe get away, you maybe got a quick dash here or there, but you're generally going to get caught and you're generally going to die. You may pick up some kills, but you're also going to die. That's how you'll see with a lot of KDA classes in the game, is that a lot of the invincibility frame, kind of like Sorcs, classes that can get in, get damage, very protect, and then get out, do very well in PvP settings because they don't die, but they also get frags. They don't necessarily have to be tanky. They can be glass cannon because their tankiness is their iframe, ability to iframe. Guardian doesn't have that. Guardian's kind of slow. Now, Awakening definitely gets more frags than Succession from this skill right here. God Incinerator right here. I've seen this skill pick up so many kills in the videos I've seen. Looking at kill feeds, this class is very impact heavy. Has a little bit of mobility. Has a good grab, a great grab with it. But also just really, really good damage. So I suggest if you like impact heavy, standing the front line classes that are a bit tanky, go Guardian. Scholar, I found Scholar. Now granted, I have not played this class. This is only from secondhand knowledge, from looking on YouTube and fighting them. They spend a lot of time in the air. They'll be in the clouds while everyone's fighting below. And they come in with a golden hammer and they beat the shit out of people. That's Scholar. That's Scholar. I'm not sure how their damage is. I mean, from the descriptions, their damage looks decent. Nothing to be, not crazy damage, but also not low. Their damage seems to be, you know, mid-tier in PvP, and they seem to be very flow-based. So people are gonna have to correct me in the comments, kind of give some details on how Scholar plays, because I've only seen this secondhand. Scholar also has a grab, I believe, as well. But they spend a lot of time in the air. They sit in the air and they throw their golden skills, and they have a lot of flows. Drakania, another tanky class. Succession Drakania doesn't have a grab, and it makes up for that for its damage. Suck Drak actually does damage now. There was a recent patch, was a month ago or so, that this did not exist. Suck Drak damage, it did okay damage, but it had a problem generating ions. Now it has pretty good ion generation. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent ion generation, and it does damage. Where is it at? The Brimbolt Strike, man. Look at this, 14, almost 15k% times 2, and it shoots out twice because you got Brimbolt Wave. It technically shoots out 4 times because it's times 2 and then times 2. So it does, you'll get frags with this skill. Another class that you'll feel the impact on. Marked in skill. This class makes this class, or this skill makes this class super tanky because you're just sitting in a bubble, and I believe you heal while you're charging it. There's a passive here in Suck Drak where you heal. Where is it at? Constitution? No, that's not it. Where is it at? There's a passive where you heal upon getting struck. There it is, marked in its heart. So you heal on charging, and if you see Succession on the left here, it's even more health. You heal upon charging your skills. So you're constantly self-healing in Node Wars. And you have this great, now granted it's a 40-second cooldown, but it gives you huge damage reduction, and while you're charging it, you're getting healed. So you're able to initiate, plop that down, and all the damage is going on you. Meanwhile, your team is able to retaliate. So it's great initiation class, great damage while you're also, you know, you initiate, you also have great damage, and it has decent iframes. For being a initiation class, for being a heavy, one of those heavy classes, you have great iframes and pretty good mobility too. The trade-off is you just don't have that grab for small scale. And it also felt, again, my opinion, to me, kind of boring because you don't have too much skill. I'd say it has an average skill pool. It has an average skill pool. It's average. But great damage. If you want to frag, but also want to be a tanky frontliner, here you go. You want to be Dragon Lady. Get this out of here. You want to be Dragon Lady. Awakening Drak. Coolest looking class of the game, in my opinion. It's complicated. I will tell you, this class is complicated. Um, I need the community to tell me between Sorc and Awakened Drak, what is the more complicated class to play in PvP, in a PvP setting? Because it has two sets of skills. The red ones are mostly unprotected, which actually the red ones have gotten a buff. I think a couple of buffs recently in the past like year, from what I hear, that actually made a few of these get somewhat protected. A lot of these used to be unprotected from what I gather, the red skills. And then you have the blue skills, which are mostly, for the most part, some sort of protection. Awakening Drak does good damage. It's a great flanker. It's one of those classes that just lives because they have mobility. And they're not necessarily tanky, but they just have good mobility where they're able to get in and out. They're able to get in, nuke you, and get out. I tried this class briefly, and I may try it again in the future. I can't say there's nothing I didn't like about it. It was fun. It just takes, it's one of those classes that it may be a little intimidating because it will take you time to learn on the skill floor, and then to master it, it may take you a whole other year to actually master this class. But great fun class. I don't know anybody that didn't like this class. Me, it took time to learn, so I just end up hopping to another class and trying other classes before I can, master this one. Sorc. Speaking of Sorc, Sorc's busted. Sorc's busted. Sorc is busted. Where is it at? It's not necessarily like, here it is. It's not at the top. I mean, it's top 4 of total kills. Sorc's really good. One of those classes that, again, they're in and out. They get in, they do their burst of damage, and they get out. You have a billion iframes. This class and its iframes kill me, man. Its iframes is insane. You're very extremely protected. And from what I've gathered in an AOS setting, at least, you don't go after the Sorc. It's just a waste of time. I mean, technically you may be able to catch him, but the amount of work and the time it'll take, the Sorc just has to make a mistake for you to be able to catch him. And it's one of those busted classes where if you focus them, you're never going to catch her. If you don't focus her, she's going to catch you in the back and just blow you up because she has great damage. She has great catch potential, and she's able to live lore because she's able to just iframe and get away, right? So Sorc sucks. Sorc, very fun. Blink attack heavy class. Again, you just don't catch them unless they make a mistake. One of those classes that do take time to learn and master for sure. Awakening Sorc. Now, I did play Awakening back in the day. Back when I came back to the game, I played Awakening briefly. I didn't like its limitation. It's another class that uses decent succession pool of its abilities, but it didn't have many Awakening variant of its skills. But like this Grim Reaper Slash does huge, Grim Reaper's Judgment does huge damage. Has a lot of iframes, it retains some of the main skill kit, but it's a little bit less protected. It doesn't blink as much as Succession, and I don't think it has as much damage as Succession either. But the trade-off is it's a little bit more protected. The only thing I had against this class, Violation doesn't have SA. Violation has forward guard, very easy to get caught, and like, I don't know why I like spinny classes. I just do. That's why Suck Zerk, I played it for a while because it's the spins. I couldn't spin like this. I could do it in PvE all day. I couldn't do it in PvP. So the first time I tried this in PvP, and I realized, wait, Violation's a forward guard. I'll get caught from behind if I get hit. So I can't spin all the time. I'm just blinking and using other abilities. I was like, I'm out. I told myself I want to spin. If I play Awakening Sorc, I want to be able to spin, blink, and do like a Grim Reaper's in the back, right? And kind of like that. But when I found out Violation was a forward guard, it was like, nope, I don't want to play it anymore. So I re-rolled off of it. Another great class, great 100%. It's Ball. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Where's its Black Spirit? It won't let me look at it. But the 100% is great because you just send a gravity ball. It just pulses in the middle of a pack and no war. And it does so good. It has a suck with it. It's great. I believe it's still really good. It's still really good 100%. I just can't find it in the list. Sorks are gonna have to help me out with it. Next class, Nova. So Nova's it's another one of those shield classes, very hold the fort. I haven't played it personally. I gave Awakening like a very brief try, but I haven't played Suck at all. I just know it's decently tanky, and it's busted, very protected. It's busted in the fact that it's illusion CCU. So if you like, imagine a Death Knight in WoW, for example, and if your ghouls and your gargoyles constantly had stiffens and stuns it throws at people while you're doing damage. That's Succession Nova for the most part. Has a lot of CC in its kit, a lot of catches, doesn't do that much damage, very tanky. So it's more so support style. I wouldn't call it support style because people think of support and they think of a Shai, right? It's not really support. I would just say it has a lot of catches and it trades the damage for its amount of protection and CC that it deals. Awakening. Out of all the sentiment I've seen online, this is one of those kind of like forgotten about classes in BDO. Awakening Nova. Awakening Nova is a blink, 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 dash, dash, dash type of class. If you look at this on some of the content creators, which we haven't had much recent Awakening Nova content, I want to say in the past like 6 months to a year, because it's just like a forgotten class. A lot of people have re-rolled off of it. It used to be broken and busted. But it's just a blink, 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 blink class. It has a minor suck on it somewhere. One of these skills have like a suck skill on it, where you're able to get in the ball, throw it, and get out. But this class will break your fingers. From what I hear, this class still does decent damage, but it's not that protected, and it'll break your finger. It almost plays like a Musa almost. But instead of dashing right click with a Musa, you have skill inputs for that type of dash. So you're like, I don't know, space direction, LMB, space direction, LMB. So you're like breaking your fingers to move like a Musa when a Musa just holds right click. And a Musa gets in, does its damage, gets out, fairly protected. This class is not that protected with its main rotation, for what I understand. You're able to get in, do your suck, and get out. It's still able to perform, just most people don't play it anymore. So I don't know, more content, maybe more people should try it. It may be stealth busted, who knows? I don't know. Just everybody rolled off the class from a nerf that happened months or a year ago or something like that, and nobody's gave it a chance since. So maybe we need more content creators to try out Awakening Nova. Corsair, Suck Corsair. Oh, this is one of the classes that pulled me in. Suck Corsair, Ash, Ranger, and Wizard were like the 4 I've been bouncing between the past couple months to try. And the class just kept drawing me in because the theme, the pirate theme. Suck Corsair, I'm not gonna lie to you and say they lack damage. They do decent burst. I don't think it has much of consistent damage. I've been killed by this skill before several times. This exploding water ball. This is one of my favorite skills for Corsair. The overflow skill has great CC. It's 360 degrees CC, decent damage as well. My problem with Suck Corsair, and the whale skills. Your main Suck Corsair, you'll use a lot of skills. Your main 4 are your whale skills. Your initiation skill here, who has a great BSR to heal your team, give your team or give enemies movement, cast speed reduction, great heal, great 100%. They're like mandatory in Note Wars. Whale Song's decent damage. Stretch Scream's like your, I'm in trouble, space or shift C, I'm in trouble, let me go invincible. And then your Spiral Soak is like your hardest hitting whale skill. It does decent damage, it really does. The problem with Suck I had was that you're very easily grabbable. So in small scale, when you're doing it, you have to be careful because 2 out of your 4 whale skills, they're gonna smart players, they'll just snatch you out of it. So, but it's a really greatly themed class. This class has just had problems in PvE for the longest time. I think we're about to get a buff tomorrow. And it's like, I think they said like a 5% buff to PvE for Corsair. And they've been begging for PvE buffs. This class has been bottom tier for PvE for the longest, from what I've been able to gather. So But again, decent damage, and it's a fairly fun class, very mobile. So if you like water theme, pirate theme, very mobile type class with decent damage and good survivability, it actually has good survivability outside of the grab in small scale. Really good, really fun class. It's a very fun class. Awakening. Again, I may tag this class in the future because I was seriously debating this in Wizard, but ultimately I went with Wizard. But I think I'll revisit it in the future. Probably when I get bored of Wizard, right? But yeah, very fun. You use Awakening, you use a good bit of your Succession skill kit. And you also, another fun class. This is more, I would argue this is more pirate themed because you have like a musket. A lot of your skills, you use a musket. You have the otters that help you out. You drop anchors on people's heads. It's your hardest hitting skill, I believe, is the open fire. You're able to dash around. Look at some videos on it. You're able to dash around, do a lot of fun, just style class. It's one of those classes in the game that's just a style class. A set hash, ninja, what else? I'd have to look at, we'll get into it more, but Hash and Ninja are the first two that come to mind. It's just like a style on them class. If you just want to style on them and get frags, Succession is a Succession Corsair, Awakening Corsair, maybe the class for you, right? Very fun, good range damage. I think it has damage issues like overall. But you're just able to get away. It's one of those classes that you don't, when you get good at it, you don't get caught unless you want to, unless you get greedy. Very fun class. Lahn. Lahns are busted right now, at least Awakening. They're busted right now. I hate seeing Lahns. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. They'll wait till you get distracted and they'll fly in like a B-52 bomber and blow you up. And you're just gone. Right? You don't even see them coming unless you're staring at your minimap. So Lahns are, from what I gather from this class is very fun. It's one of the classes I personally haven't played. I've been wanting to. So maybe in the future I'll give it a try. But it's a very fun class. I believe this one is another style on them class. You're able to do a lot of freestyle combos from what I gather, and just blow people up. Awakening's the same way. Awakening has the chain with the blades, and the Succession has the I don't know, chains with blades too. It's just a different type of blade. I think it's a pendulum blade versus like you get knives with Awakening. I don't know. I'm gonna sound ignorant when I speak online, but I just know I hate fighting these guys, but they're very stylish. A lot of red skills, kind of like Succession Maewha plays. Okay, Berserker. So Zerker, played Zerker for a bit. Zerker has a lot of, it's very, I won't say it's unprotected, but your protected skills, you're used as a bot. I'm sorry, Succession Zerkers. I felt like a bot when I played this class, because I go in, I do my Shift Q, Fearsome Tyrant, and you either die before the animation ends if you do your 100%. Because you can't cancel the animation after you go in and initiate with this. If it's 100%, you can cancel the regular Shift Q, but you can't cancel the 100%. So you go in with the 100%, rawr, and sometimes you just flat out die. In cap content, at least. Sometimes you live and you're able to actually get out. But generally, my experience was I go in, I initiate, I'm at least half health by the time it gets done channeling, and I have to get off the X. Remember what I told you about the X? Where this is your team, this is the enemy team. A Zerk, you hop in, you do your raw, and you're screaming. You may catch some CCs with it. Generally, you do. You catch 1 or 2 people in the CC. Sometimes you may catch 5+. Ideally, you catch 5+. And in that scenario, you may not get hurt. You may not be blown up, right? But generally, in my experience, I go in, I shout, I'm like half health, and I get out. I can't even use its spinny spin ability, my favorite ability from Suck Zerk. Can't even use that effectively because it's protected, and yes, it can heal you on hit, but you just get blown up with it anyway. Like I don't even think it's CCs. I think it's CCs on its first. I think there's a mechanic where if you hold a direction in LMB and RMB, you can get a knockdown with it. but it doesn't. I think this skill would be better, and it may be a little broken if you could consistently knock down. Maybe every third hit or something, it has a knockdown, you know, or maybe a knockback or a stun or something. I don't know. It may make that more interactive, may make it usable in large scale, but I found the only skills I use on Zerk is shout. You use ancient wave, throw in the devastation somewhere, and then you hop out. That's all you do. I mean, you have your fierce strike in beast form, looks pretty cool. Frenzied Destroyer looks really cool, completely unprotected. You're gonna die if you use that, so you just don't use that unless you're on a 1v1. Fierce Strike, you kind of don't use that in Node Wars either because it's short range. It doesn't hit me. It doesn't hit many people. So you generally Ancient Wave, Devastation, Shout, and you run away. Rinse, repeat. That's what I didn't like. Maybe if they get nerf suck Zerk. Oh, and I forgot Time to Rock as well is generally one of your, you use it as a, I would say damage, but you use it as an escape, honestly. So suck Zerk, I don't know. I just got bored on it because I go in, I found myself using 3 skills and running away. But it's mandatory in Node Wars. It's a S tier in Node Wars. Awakening Zerk. Awakening Zerk. Oh, I wanted to try this class so bad in Node War. I really did. I really did. But, capital B, but. You sit back and you have to fish. You almost feel like a, just such a DITC. You just sit back and you try to get catches. You're just throwing stuff like Iron Man. You're trying to get catches. And once you get like knockdown catches with it is when you run in and then you do like your Titan's Blow, your Seismic Blast, you know, your Slugfest. I don't know if Slugfest does much damage. But your Ancient Wave is like your key skill on Berserker. Like Titan Blow, Ancient Wave. You go in, but you just fish for, like, I don't know. I just didn't like that playstyle. I wish it was more, you were a bit more protected while using some of your shooting abilities. I didn't like how you just got to shoot and just fish for stuff and then go in, right? Personally, that was just personal preference. But another style on them class, not as much as Corsair or, you know, Lahn or Hash and Ninja, but you can do some style on Awakening Zerk. I've seen some I think Steve, I think he's a really good Awakening Berserker content creator. Go check him out if you want to play Awakening Zerk. But personally, I didn't like it. Maegu, just delete this class already. I think this class is just people caught on the hype train because it's busted in current scaling, right? And I think it's good in PvE and PvP right now. It's just, I'm not sure the differences between main and Awakening, or Suck and Awakening. I see a lot of I see more successions, especially in PvP than I do Awakening. I do know I see this little, there's some kind of twirl that goes behind forward guards that this class has that pisses me off. Or maybe it's Musa. I don't know. I can't tell. Another class that I haven't played, I have no interest to play. People are only on it because flavor of the month. Who wants to play a chick with fox charms and a fan, right? So I can't wait till she gets nerfed because you're going to see a mass exodus of this class. So sorry, can't speak too much on Maegu. I'll leave that to somebody else. Tamer. Tamer's another class I never played. I don't want to play as a little girl. I don't know. Can't really provide too much insight on Tamer. I just know for Succession, it's pet CCs a lot. Similar to Succession and Nova, where it's pet spam CCs on you. If you get CC'd as a Tamer, your pet can CC your target if your target's using unprotected skills on you. So I would say it's a fairly safe class for that. I can't comment at all on it in Node Wars. I don't know how this class performs in Node Wars. Actually, I lied to you. If we tab over, I think Tamer in some sort of farm is up there. Tamer Awakening, high KD, average KD. So it actually does really good in Node Wars apparently. I would imagine that's because it's a flanking class. But I never gave it a try. I don't know how it is. It doesn't look like it has much skill. Oh, I lied. It looks like it has average, you know, a skill pool, average pool of skills. I'm a sucker for classes that have a lot of pool of skills. So, But it looks, if you go back to the charts, it looks like it's, I mean, looks like it's pretty good. High KD class, lots of kills. So give it a try. Shai, mandatory in the wars. Again, haven't played it, don't want to play as a kid. But oddly enough, this class is mandatory in no war content. Just a mandatory class. They got huge buffs. I don't think they have any offensive ability for Shai. I don't think they have much offensive ability. I think they have some CC, and that's about it. They're mostly used for either gathering, you see the life skill, or their buffs. Their buffs are huge in no war content. CC resist, you got health, max HP, casting speed, move speed. This BSR is lovely. I love it. The BSR recovery, it's so good. The buffs are really good. So if you like healing classes in the MMOs, Shai is right up your alley, because Shais can heal too. So I don't know where the healing skill is, but they can heal. They CC, great support, great support. There's the heal one. Great class. You're going around playing a flute with some forest fairies, right? Strikers. Oh, Strikers. I hate this class, just like Lahn's, probably more so. I would rather fight a Lahn than a Striker. Striker is PA's... Striker was top tier when I played back in the pirate days, back in Pirate Island days of BDO. What was that? 2017, 2018 or something like that? Striker was good then. Has Striker ever been bad? Can someone tell me in the comments? I haven't played. I took a nice break from like 2019 to like last year. So I missed a lot of BDO content in that gap. Can someone tell me in the comments if Striker is still, like, has ever been bad across BDO's history of PvP? PvE is another story, but like in typically Awakening, or what I'm referring to as Awakening Striker. I don't know much about Succession Striker, but Awakening Striker, it's such a dumb terrorist class. It's so, like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. For Arsha, for example, when you're on the Arsha server and you generally see a ghillie suit. What class is it nowadays? Striker. Because they know there's one Striker that goes around terrorizing Ash Forest every day. Striker, because you can't do anything. They can do, I'm telling you, Strikers, a geared Striker can just 1v3. A geared Striker can just 1v3. It has so much damage, self-sustain, and protection that it's the god class of BDO. I hate fighting this class. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's a blast to play. And I would honestly, if it wasn't so, I hate playing Flavor of the Month classes. Personally, I hate playing Flavor of the Month. So if it wasn't Flavor of the Month, I would probably be maining this class right now. I love fist fighter classes, right? And I love its skills. Its skills look amazing. I like combo based class, but it's just simply because it's been the best class for years. It puts me off on playing it. Strikers. Namely Awakening Striker. I hate this class. It is the god class of BDO. Maybe some of you guys in the comments could tell me how long has this class, since BDO's inception, how long has this class been busted? I took a break. I played back in the Pirate Island days. I mained Striker, and it was like #1 then, and it's #1 today, and it was #1 a year ago. When will the class get a decent enough nerf that knocks it down? I'm not trying to see it F tier, but come on, it can't be AS plus for just forever, right? It's kind of like mages in WoW, where they're Blizzard's favorite class, and they just don't get enough of a sizable nerf that doesn't put them below like a A tier, right? For years. I feel like that's how Awakening Striker is. They're just so good. You go to the Arsha server, Most of the people that we box on the Asha server, we're sitting there boxing and fighting. They'll tag over if they lose. They'll tag over and tag their Awakening Striker. And it's like, well, I can't really, no matter how good I play, you're just not gonna beat them, right? I don't know if this class has a counter. Please let me know. Please let me know. I hate this class. I would honestly main it. If it wasn't flavor of the month, I would main it, honestly. But I hate playing flavor of the month classes. It's been flavor of the month for years. And it just puts me off on playing it. But this dropkick skull crusher, I love seeing this skill. And the clone skill, that shit is awesome too. I can't bring myself to playing it. It's too busted. But very doable, decent damage, very good protections, great class. If you want to be number one, if you like being number one, play Striker. Musa. Musa. Now, Succession Musa, I did give this a try for like a day. So granted, take my opinion with a grain of salt. Succession Musa, it's another class that'll break your fingers because it's combo heavy, but it also doesn't have a lot of skills in its skill pool. Well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it kind of doesn't, but it happens to make sense. It's where's it at? It's passive Serene Mind. It resets your main. It resets a fair amount of skills. But to be most effective on Succession Musa, you want to reset your heaviest damage skills. So, and that generally is like 2 or 3 skills in Succession's kit, mostly blooming. So a lot of your combos is like on Succession Musa, it will go ability, blooming, another ability, mountain divide, blooming, another ability, I don't know, crusher, blooming. You're just weaving bloomings in like rising storms in between every other skill to where your skill variety doesn't end up being a lot of skills. You end up actually using only like 3 skills. And it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's from reading the Musa Discord and updated combo section. You're weaving in a lot of bloomings and you're weaving in a lot of your heavy hitters in your combo, and it just breaks your fingers for just repeating the same skills. It got a little bit boring to me. Awakening. Oh, and its Succession is really good small skill from what I know. It has a ton of damage. It does a ton of damage. It's one of the highest damaging classes we got. But again, you're just resetting and repeating the same high damage percentage skills. That's the impression I got from playing it. Again, for a day. Awakening Musa, very good class, great. The king of flanking. You're doing this all day. Where's his dash skill? You're just dashing all day. That's what I can tell you. You're chasing. You do chase into a crusher, projection, double down, pyro storm, cleanup. If you're in danger, you 1 step back, chase away. It's a very get in and get out class. If we go back to the charts, where's the charts? If we go back to our charts here, maybe it's on the other chart. They were up there from what I saw. Yeah, they're decent KD as well. Well, they're 1.0 KD from what I've seen. Because they're able to, simply because they're able to get in and get out. They're able to get in, do their damage, unload their damage, and get out. You don't CC them because Chase is super armor. So you just spam it to get away. I think they have stamina issues. Eventually, they can't do this. They can't keep it up long term. They get in, get out, and if you have other classes like a striker that can stay on top of them, they eventually run out of stamina, and you can just, you can end up getting a catch on them and blow them up. But in short exchanges, Musa's great in small scale and pretty good large scale as well. Has decent damage just like Succession, not as much damage as Succession, but it's a good trade-off because it has good protection. It just dashes in and dashes away. And it has really good AoE in large scale as well. So if you like dash, slash, dash, you're gonna love Musa. Maewha, very similar. Succession. I can't speak too much on the Succession Maewha, because I haven't played it like at all. So maybe somebody can expand on Succession Maewha for me. But Awakening Maewha, it has the same dash 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 in and out playstyle that Awakening Musa has, except Awakening Maewha is more assassination based. A lot of its skills are small AoE, and it's based on just going in and blowing up like a single target, like cone shaped damage abilities that blows everything within like 3 or 5 feet in front of you up. Anything outside of that, you're not gonna really hit, right? So they're more assassination based compared to Musa's AoE. Musa, you can argue, is assassination based as well, but Musa does more AoE. Maewha does less AoE but more damage. So take that with what you will, whether you want the male or the female version. That's their differences. Mystic Succession Mystic has a ton of damage. Fairly combo based. You're gonna be spamming this Thunder Pound skill a lot. Very short CD, and it gives protection. But again, very combo based class, has a ton of damage. It's just like Succession Musa, where it's just one of those Succession classes that's like, man, this class does a ton of damage. You could blow somebody up. The trade-off, you don't have AoE with this class. Your AoE is a 3 to 5 foot small cone in front of you, and that's about it. But you can absolutely dump damage on this class. I'm telling you, like, the damage is outrageous on Succession Mystic. And it's fairly protected as well. You know what you're doing, you're gonna get away. So you can't get caught unless you make mistakes. Very good class. Awakening. Awakening is king, one of the kings in No Wars right now, simply because of its suck. It sucks good. It sucks really good. Does decent damage on it as well. Very protected. Where's it? You got your dragon pit, which has attack speed, cast speed, move speed reduction. You're able to get in, do your damage, get your debuffs, and get out. Or you can stay in with your infinite fortitude, similar to what we discussed with Succession Drakania, where you're sit and you're basically immune. You're healing while you have damage reduction on you. Very good class. T1 Node Wars, or not T1 Node Wars, all Node Wars. Siege, just very good group PvP and small scale class. Honestly needs a nerf. We're going to Valkyrie. Succession Valkyrie. I used to play this. I actually mained Valkyrie on the launch of BDO. It's one of my OG classes. And I actually know nothing about it since I stopped playing in 2017. And like that large gap from 2017 to like last year when I stopped playing, they changed, they added all these prime skills. So from what I gather, it has less damage than Awakening, but it's like really good in small scale. It's grab, it's got support abilities, does decent respectable damage. I don't know if there's too much bad to say about this class. I don't think it has good AoE in large scale, but it has great PA and support skills. Awakening's been boiled down to a suck bot. It has a suck, and it has this 100% that generates frags in large scale. But that's all the class has been boiled down to. It used to be a lot better. You used to be able to blink and like forward, I think it was this class or this ability, or you used to just blink and just forward, guard, dash, catch CCs, blow people up with this class. I don't think it's like that anymore. I think it's you're very easily caught on this class. And you just basically boil down to a initiation gimmick. Now it gets frags with his 100%, but I mean that's all you do. You PA, you get your frags, and you just kind of try to do damage where you can. I think this class, Awakening, needs a buff desperately. Suck Kuno. It was the queen of PvP up until what? 3 weeks ago. Got a heavy nerf. Everybody re-rolled off of her and went Awakening or went to another class. Don't know much about it. I know it's small scale. It was a monster. Maybe not so anymore. Maybe it's decent now and people overreacted. Who knows? Awakening. I always thought Awakening Kuno was pretty cool. It has that really cool saw skill. Where is it at? Is this Wheel of Wrath? No. Indignation. Moonstorm. It has that skill that goes. It's like a buzzsaw. Where is it? Somebody help me. Chakram Rise? Where is it? I don't know. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure, but it has like a cool. There it is. There it is. Delighted Blast. That skill always seemed cool when I see it used, but it looks like extremely unprotected. It actually looks like it doesn't do decent damage. So why do you guys use this as a CC? It's kind of disappointing, right? It has this cool like effect, but it doesn't do any damage. That's strange. But Awakening Kuno is the way now, apparently. According to... Let's look. Let's take a look. Kunoichi. Yeah, most play Awakening. You got a few Succession, but most play Awakening now. But really cool, really stylish. Another one of those stylish classes with block jumps that'll just blow you up with cool effects. So Ninja, I played this briefly back in the Fogans days, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. Back when like Fogans was one of the main places, and like Gatekeepers was one of the places to farm. Oh, Suck Ninjas, it broke my fingers. It was fun to play, definitely fun to play. It's one of the fun classes you can play. You can style on them. Very fun class. Awakening seemed really fun as well. It's like the mystery sword slashing type of ninja. I can't really speak too much on it nowadays. Does both do decent damage for sure. Both have plenty of catches. And both are hard. They have 100,000 iframes and they're hard to catch. So another class that if you want to break your fingers and style on them, go Ninja. Dark Knight. Dark Knight, I tried. I don't know. I checked my character and I don't have any Dark Knights, but I swear I played it back in the day. Maybe I deleted it at some point. I think I played it briefly when it released and probably deleted it. Can't speak. Look, you're gonna have to watch Blue's videos on Dark Knight because I can't really speak too much on Dark Knight. I do know Awakening Dark Knight can kill you while you're standing. The amount of times this class has just blown me up and there's been a purple sword right in my back. I see a giant purple sword. DKs tell me what that is. It pisses me off every time I see it. I always see it when I die. Maybe it's an execution thing, but I just die by a giant purple sword every time. I don't know. And it seems to be always an Awakening Dark Knight that does it. Just blows you up while standing. So much damage. I can't tell you the AoE differences or the playstyle differences of both, but I just know Awakening Dark DK for sure has a ton of damage. Wizard. This is the class that I settled on, guys. This is the class I bounced between Hash. I bounced between Corsair. What was the other one? Wukong, Seraph. I settled on Ninja. I settled on Wizard. I really like Wizard. I've been playing it for a week now, a week straight without tagging anything else. And I think this is it, guys. I really like, from what I'm able to tell with Succession, it's less protected. You only got like 3 catches, honestly, for Succession. I think your main catches, you only got 4. You got like 4 main catches in Succession. Your damage is really high. In PvE, you're constantly resetting your meteor shower, which does a ton of damage, and that's why Wizard is S tier. I think it's S tier for PvE right now, because you're constantly resetting your skills, and that's the main thing that drew me to this class. Is you have a cooldown reduction feature, passive. Where is it? Somewhere down here. Let me find it. Elemental Flow, where you're consistently resetting your cooldowns of your abilities. So Suck Wizard has like long, like 30-second, 40-second cooldown on its like highest hitting abilities, but by the time you throw 3 or 4 abilities of the same element, that CD is back up again, because you're reducing it by like 8 seconds or something like that every time you use a skill. So it's very cool. Like, is this part of, yeah, right here, the Luminous Touch, the passives here, -6 seconds every time you hit, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds. Yeah, so you're constantly reducing your highest damage abilities when you use the same element. I love that. In Guild Wars 2, for example, the Elementalist, where you're shifting between fire, water, what is it, earth and air, something like that. I played an Asura Elementalist in Guild Wars 2. It's the only class I played and loved it. I played that class the longest time simply because you're just switching between elements. And this I felt like is similar because you're constantly reducing the cooldown of each element you use based on the type of skill you use, right? And in PvE, you're constantly throwing fire skills and resetting meteor shower. So it's like, I love it. I love it. PvP, I love it as well. You just got to be careful because you don't have a grab in succession and you're easily caught. So you got to be really good. Fabi's like a T1 BIS masterclass suck wizard. Fabi, if you watch this video, I need some lessons. I need to speak with you. Maybe we can do a collab video and you can show me how to play this class in PvP. But right now I'm just raw dogging in PvP. I'll put out some videos of our No Wars and Battle Arena content here soon. And you guys are able to see how bad I suck at this. Awakening I found pretty fun. Not as fun as Succession to me because of the cooldown reduction mechanic of Succession. I really love it. But Awakening's pretty fun as well. It has decently wide AoE. It's able to duel a lot better than Succession is because it has its grab, of course. Grab is king in this game. A lot of good damage AoE. I think this class is better in No Wars technically because you keep your protected area and your staff skills, but you're also much more protected in this. So you're able to go in, blink, drop a bolide, a cataclysm, drop a bolide on their head, and get the hell out of dodge, right? Much more protected, so you're gonna have a better KDA with Awakening Wizard. Look forward to learning much more about this class. Archer, you sit back and you just shoot your bow, right? I played this class when it first came out. I loved it. I didn't play it for too long before I quit BDO again. I think it has a decent pool of skills. I think you're very protected as well. And you actually typically go into melee range on a lot of Archer skills. So, at least in small scale. Large scale, you sit back and you just collect, like, where's our chart? Where's our chart? Look at this. Oh, this is so dumb. 1.5 KD. King Nowhere class. King Nowhere. Archer. Just a really good class for No Wars. What can you say? Class is busted. And it's good in, I think it's good in small scale as well. So it's another class that needs a nerf, like Sage. Woosa. I don't know much about Woosa. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like Maegu, the sister class. I see it sometimes when I play AOS. I just see a bunch of blue or purple flower petals and butterflies being thrown around. So I don't know much about this class. I can't lie to you. I know it has a couple skills that goes behind your forward guard that pisses me off. And it does pretty decent damage from what I know. But maybe some other creators can expand on that. Which, similar to Wizard, from what I know, it doesn't reset its fire meteor skill as much, but Witch is more defensive, is more turret based than Wizard, if that makes any sense. Witch's skills, I think they're more channeled. So you have a lot of electric and sorry, I'm referring to Awakening right now. You have a lot of electric and earth based skills you're constantly throwing out. Very good in No Wars because you collect frags. You sit still and you just turret into the ball and collect a ton of frags. I think it's a little naked though. I think it can be punished very, very easily. Succession, I think, is very similar to Succession Wizard. I don't know too much of a difference between Witch and Wizard as far as Succession goes, but maybe others can expand on that. Seraph. So I still love this class. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I still love Seraph. I do. We have a love-hate relationship. I still get the itch to go and play it, but I know what's gonna happen if I go play it. This class in large scale. Some say it does really good in large scale. Some say you ask Seraph, so you ask the Seraph Discord, say it sucks in large scale and it's terrible. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think it does good, but you have to flank with it. I feel like it's more of a flanking class, similar to Warrior. instead of a main ball class. I tried to play it main ball because with your Purga skills with your Sanguine Heart, right? If you read the description, you get 300 health every time you're struck, right? So you can imagine a bunch of fast hits in Purga, you're gonna heal a decent bit, right? But you can still be nuked down. But you also get 20% damage reduction rate while you're charging those listed skills below. So if you're playing it right, you're protected, you're healing, and you also get 20% damage reduction. So you're consistently able to brawl in a ball, right? As Purga. The main issue I had on this class, I think, is FPS. I think that's my biggest problem, is honestly my FPS. When there's playing this in large scale Node Wars and you have FPS stutters, FPS is DPS, ladies and gentlemen. If you get stutters in your FPS, your next skill is not gonna, your next super armor is not gonna seamlessly go off after your previous skill. So you're gonna have a gap, you're gonna get caught and die. I think that was mostly my problem, is I need a better PC to make this class work for me. Because whenever I do get FPS and I'm not, you know, doing mistakes and getting caught in forward guards, I'm able to brawl. If you guys saw my past videos, I'm able to brawl a decent bit on Purga. And it does huge damage. Look at this, 22,000 times 2 on a 7-second cooldown. 25% damage reduction in PvP. That's huge damage. I find myself just accidentally getting kills on Purga Seraph. Love the class, I really do, and I enjoy it much more than Warrior. You know, Warrior's just sitting like this. Like, Warrior sucks in large scale. I think the Warrior is the worst. Succession Warrior and Awakening is the worst large scale class in BDO, I want to say. So Warrior needs buffs across the board for sure in large scale. If they're able to buff it in large scale without buffing it too much in small scale, they'll be in a great shape. Seraph is similar. Except Seraph, and another issue I've had with Seraph is its dash skill. It's similar to Musa, but you can't spam it. I played Musa back in the day. I'm used to just dashing on Musa. You can't do that on Seraph. So when you take a old school Musa player and you put him on Seraph, he's gonna get caught all day because he's gonna want to spam this all day. When in reality, you do this, and you do this. That's your gameplay in before you go into your farm, whether you're Sack or Purga. That's your gameplay in Seraph. You block dash, and you throw out a couple of super armors, you get off the X, block dash. It's very boring in large scale until you get your BSR. That's why in my videos you may see me begging, constantly typing, using our BSR macro. Feed me BSR, feed me BSR. Where's my Asadal BSR necklace? Tap. It's got 10 minutes left. Oh no, I need BSR. Because without BSR, this class in large scale is a bot. A bot. You're just a tool for your range behind you to get kills. So I got sick of being a bot and again, just rewrote the Wizard. I enjoy Wizard much more. I'm definitely going to come back to it because I still get the pull to play it, especially Purga in large scale, because you're durable and you're able to like poop out maximum damage. But I don't know, man. I just can't function with the class right now. Maybe I need more practice. Who knows? But it's still a decent class. I'm not going to lie. It's still a decent class. It's just very boring when you're not in farm. And it feels bad, right? If your whole gameplay revolves around getting BSR, right? So that's my opinion on it. Dosa. Succession Dosas. I believe it's still broken. It's still busted in small scale and large scale. You're able to rack up a lot of frags. You're a cloud class. You're in the clouds. You're blinking. You're in the clouds. You're just blinking. You're in the clouds. Super armor protected. One of the most protected, like, Awakening Striker classes in the game. Pooping out damage in large scale, small scale. Very protected class. You just don't have a grab. But who needs one when you have perma protection and blinks and damage like this, right? Very fun class. Very cool theme, right? Awakening. Awakening plays like the Avatar. Very good support class without being labeled as a Shai support, right? You have all these buffs you're constantly throwing out. You're throwing out max health buffs, healing buffs, damage reduction rate, you're throwing out all kind of buffs to your team and constant debuffs to the enemy team while also doing respectable damage. Only thing about Awakening Dosa that I didn't like when I played it was that the rotation, you typically go try to get catches and then try to get damage with Earth Till or Earth Reap, and that's it. Like, you may flip around with some Enlightened Haze, Misty Step, Iframe, Wing Kick, trying to get Wing Kick catches, but for the most part, you're trying to get a catch with Fire Blaze and you're going to execute with Reap and Till. It's very, and in PvE, there's no really style to it. You go one element, the next element, the next element, the last element, rinse, repeat. It's very cookie cutter. Have a decent skill pool, but for the most part, it's just it's too linear for me, for my taste. But others may like it. Deadeye. I haven't played this class yet. I want to try Deadeye Brother this summer to see how it plays. I'm sure I'll give this class a try in the meanwhile. I like gun theme, I like fist theme classes, so may give it another try. I do know it does a ton of damage. It's another class that's decently protected as well. If you ignore it, it's gonna blow you up. So you have to generally chase a Deadeye and catch him from behind or catch him in a mistake before you get a kill on him. But class does great damage. I constantly see it at the top of the meters in AOS matches, so that's how you know the damage is there. I'm not sure about the protection. It looks I'm seeing a lot of super armor. It looks very well protected. So class needs nerf maybe? I don't know. We'll see. But that's my opinion on all the classes in BDO. Again, 80% of these classes I played in some form or fashion. Some of them I didn't. And you can probably tell by how quick I summarized them that I didn't play them. But feel free to leave a comment and let me know, clarify some things I may have gotten right or wrong about these classes. And be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks, everyone.